The Yaris has always been popular with older buyers. However, Toyota reckons this new version will be more down with the kids because of its cooler, angular bodywork. Don't worry though, just because it's more youthful doesn't necessarily mean it's any less practical. In fact, the body is slightly bigger than before, and the boot is 25% larger than on the old car. I mean, you could fit probably about 20 of these in there. Now, I must point out that the rear seats don't slide or recline like they did on the old car, which is a bit of a shame. However, the sheer amount of space you've got back here more than makes up for that. I mean, check out this. There's so much knee room in here. Better than on some small family cars. Also, because the front seats are raised up, you can slide your feet underneath, which allows you to stretch out even more. There's lots of shoulder room as well, so you can fit 3 people abreast here pretty easily. And if you do get the middle seat, it's not too bad because the floor is flat, which means you do have somewhere to put your feet. As with other Toyotas, the Yaris gets a 5-year warranty. It also has the firm's legendary build quality. I better stop doing that actually, otherwise the bag might deploy. Speaking of which, there's actually 7 other things in here, so this car is pretty safe. It's also got a good equipment list. For instance, all but the base spec model gets this new touchscreen interface, and as well as being able to control your stereo and look at various car stats and information. It also includes Bluetooth for your mobile phone and a reversing camera. And you can even update this for a small fee to include a sat-nav app. Despite the fact the new Yaris is slightly larger than before and you do sit lower in it, it's still just as easy to drive around town. The big glass area makes it easy to see out and therefore simple to place the car where you want it on the road. Plus all the controls, the steering, the clutch and the gear shift are nice and light. However, we're going to head to a narrow street so I can show you my favourite thing about this car. Okay then, with a lot of the cars I've tested for CarBuyer, if I wanted to turn them around on this road, it would take at least 7 manoeuvres. But here in the Yaris, I can easily do it in just 5 because the turning circle is so tight. And if you look at that, I didn't even touch the curb, which means I wouldn't have failed my driving test. On longer journeys, the Yaris's comfy seats prevent you getting backache, and the cabin is well insulated from road and wind noise. However, there is a problem though, because this car is fitted with the 1-litre 3-cylinder engine, and at higher speeds it does kind of make a bit of a loud thrummy sound. What's more, it's not particularly quick. Other problems? Well, the A-pillars are so thick that they cause a bit of a blind spot when you're pulling out at junctions. The rear windscreen wiper is so tiny it only clears the smallish section of glass. But more importantly, the ride, as you can probably notice by this shaky camera, is really quite jiggly. The suspension does deal well with bigger bumps, but the smaller imperfections in the road kind of upset it, make it fidget about. And then there's the handling, because if it's fun you're after, you're going to be better off with something like a Mazda 2 or Suzuki Swift. If you want rear seats that fold completely flat, then get a Volkswagen Polo. And the same applies if you're after interior quality, as the Yaris's cabin feels a little bit cheap and nasty. There's no clever cubbies on the dash like you used to get on the old car either. For instance, this one up here, I mean, it's pretty pointless. Now if I put my iPhone in there and accelerate, it's going to slide out and smash the screen, which is going to be frustrating. There's also a weird shelf over there, which, as far as I can tell, is only any good for holding Spanish sausages. Look, there you go. Chorizo fits nicely there. However, you could actually hang it up like this if you wanted to use it as a sort of slightly meaty alternative to a Magic Tree air freshener. But if you want a well-equipped, solidly built Super Mini that's got loads of interior space, then the Yaris could be just what you're looking for.